Good afternoon, my name is Tinsley Wilson. I'm in ED 560 in the fall of 2019. This is my video assignment. I decided to review the important details of Chapter 7 in the textbook, Finding a Space to Lead. The main idea of this chapter is to be mindful while you walk. The title of it's called Just Walk, Senses and Sensations. The title showcases the overall idea of this chapter. It is telling its readers to slow down, take a deep breath, and focus on walking instead of the 100 other items that running through our minds. In the book on page 79, it states most of the time we ignore the act of walking while we multitask, or we treat it as not as important as we hurry from one appointment to the next. I believe this quote says it all. We stay so busy worrying about the next thing we have to do on our to-do list that we forget to take a moment and just walk with our senses. This chapter starts out with a quote from Albert Einstein. It states, "Small is the number of them that see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts." This quote goes great with the chapter because if we're not walking with our senses, then we're not feeling everything that's going on around us. Another important concept from Chapter 7 is that it introduces walking meditation. Walking meditation is walking with a purpose. It's the process of walking without any distractions. The benefits of walking meditation is that it puts you in touch with your body. It gives you a place to reflect on your surroundings, and most importantly, it allows you to be present for the journey. It allows you to feel what's going on in your body. It allows you to feel an ache if you may not have realized you had when your mind is not clear. It also lets you have an opportunity to be present for the journey of the walk and not feeling everything that's going on around us. In this chapter, the author mentions a statement. When you're doing the basic practice of walking back and forth in a line, the freedom of simply walking without a destination opens the door to noticing once again the wonderful sounds and smells and sights that often surround you. The chirping of the bird, the rustling of the leaves, the smell of newly mown grass. When we allow ourselves to participate in the walking meditation, we allow our surroundings to be present. The first additional resource that I found is from the website Greater Good in Action. They had an article about walking meditation. It states, turning everyday action into a tool for mindfulness and stress reduction. If we can turn our everyday walk into a way to better our minds and bodies, then why are we not doing it? The next part of the blog provides us with steps and advice about walking meditation. The first step is that we need to find a location that we can walk back and forth with for about 10 to 15 paces. The second step is to start your steps. We need to walk the 10 to 15 paces while monitoring our breath. The third step is the components of each step. We need to think about each step that we normally automatically do. The fourth step is the speed. We need to walk at a normal speed. It must feel natural. The fifth step is our hands and arms. It's important to feel comfortable wherever you are and wherever you decide to place your arms. The sixth step is to stay focused. When our mind wanders, we need to bring it back to our sensations. The second additional resource I found is from another article. From the article Walking Meditation by Jack Kornfield. He states that walking meditation is a simple universe practice for developing calm, collectiveness, and embodies awareness. The source describes as 3 more benefits of walking meditation. The third additional resource I found is a blog called Mindful, Healthy Life. In the blog, the author states the following information. Walking meditation can be formal practice, like watching the breath, or it can be informal, / bringing awareness to this everyday activity wherever you need to travel from point A to point B. Walking meditation gives us an opportunity to gather awareness, which so often becomes distracted or even stuck when the mind is left to its own devices. Whether moving between floors of a building, on a city street, or in the woods, it's an opportunity to guide ourselves out of the distracted autopilot we live in throughout so much of our day. One real-world scenario where this practice can come in handy is if we're having a bad day at work, or if something like is not going wrong, or if like everything else is going wrong in your life, you just need like a 10-minute break. Just go on a walk and meditate while you walk. This will provide us a way to de-stress and stay calm. Then hopefully we can go back into work with a clear mind and fix all the problems that has arisen throughout the day. My first personal experience of walking meditation and why I think it's important is that it helps me to de-stress in a positive way. I usually study my homework for Saturdays is not because I enjoy doing all of my classwork for 2 classes on one day, but it's really the only time I have to actually get to sit down and actually do my homework correctly. After going through chapter 7, I started using walking meditation as a way to de-stress. I spend about 12 hours on a Saturday doing homework. I usually get stressed out about halfway through the day, and so after reading chapter 7, I started pausing and doing a walking meditation when I hit the halfway point of homework that's due that week. It provided me a way to relieve the stress along with the anxiety. It allowed me to be able to start fresh and relax to get ready for the next portion of homework. Another very personal experience that I had during walking meditation, and one of the reasons why I think it's so important, is that it was the first time that I really felt my baby girl kick. I was around 20 weeks. People kept asking me, "Do you feel the baby?" And I was like, "No, not yet." But it would make me feel bad inside because I was thinking, what is wrong with me? Why did I not feel her yet? One day I was relaxed and I was enjoying my surroundings on the golf course, just walking, and I finally felt her. I believe that with me being calm and letting my mind be at ease and focusing on my body and the nature and surroundings, I was able to really connect to my body and feel her kick. The last personal experience I had was having the opportunity to take 10-15 minutes of the night after I got home to walk on the golf course. We live on hole 7, so I kind of know when golfers are done because the last hole is like you can't go out till after 4. So by the time I get home and get settled, they're usually off the golf course. So it provided me a place to get away from the noise and to de-stress. It also allowed me to feel nature. I'd feel the birds chirping, the wind blowing, the palm trees swaying in the background, and the ducks quacking at the pond. The rationale for why I selected chapter 7 is I believe it's been a very powerful item that I learned this semester. It was a turning point into this class where I really felt like what we were learning was really good and it would affect my leadership skills. It has introduced me to a way to be more mindful and to enjoy life. It also allows me to clear my mind and really live in the moment. I enjoy doing it more than just sitting meditation, so it allowed me to de-stress and reflect on the day while focusing on my surroundings and my body. So I'm thankful for chapter 7, so that's why I decided to do it for my project. Is that last but not least, here are my resources that I used for this presentation. I listed 4 of them, and I talked about them throughout the presentation. But thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something new about walking meditation.